The Warning, Lunario CDMX, Queen of the Murder Scene. I'm continuing with the album, the live performance of the album at Lunario. If the audio is distorted on YouTube, YouTube forced me to do it, okay? I upload the video and then YouTube will say, this is blocked unless you distort the original audio. So in that case, that's why I upload to Patreon as a backup. By the way, if you've sent me any money for a tip for making a video, I just sent out a big email giving a free Patreon membership for 2 months to anyone who's donated money to me. If you didn't get it, check your spam folder. And if you still didn't get it, comment on my YouTube or send me a message through various formats. Like you can DM me on Instagram or whatever. All my Linktree things will give you options. My Discord server, there's options. So you can do that or just comment like, hey, I donated and I didn't get a link to the Patreon. I'll send it to you. So if this is muted, that's because I have to for YouTube. I offer a $3 package for all of my warning videos. The $3 is the cheapest that Patreon has because they have to take a fee out of it. So it's $4.50 on an iPhone, but $3 on my Patreon warning collection for all the videos for all time of any warning thing I do for now. Okay. So that's an option if you want to hear if this is distorted. If it's not distorted, great. This was just a PSA for no reason. And if you want to request something, just go to my form. The link is here, Linktree, and Erica in America. That was my original screen name. And then request form, reaction videos. Put it in there. It's the only way that I see it. By the way, my overarching plan is after I get through each of the individual songs of Queen of the Murder Scene, I'm going to make an overarching video because I had someone donate specifically for the whole performance. So that's going to be where I talk about the whole thing, but that's going to be in the context of, they also donated for me to watch the vlogs where the girls explain the story behind it. So it's like vlog 23, 24, and 25. So that's going to be after I listen to all of the songs individually. I'm going to listen to the vlogs, react to the vlogs, and then I'm going to do an overarching of like, what was my favorite thing about the album altogether? What was my favorite part of the story of the Queen of the Murder Scene? Something like that. All right. So that's kind of my plan, just because luckily more than one person donated towards this album. And so that's how I'm dividing it as videos, like the individuals, and then an overarching one, thanks to some generous donors, about the vlogs, which will take a while because those vlogs are like 20 minutes each. So that's going to be like a while, like for me to watch all those, like an hour at least. All right, let's go with Red Hands Never Fade. As far as I understand in Stalker, maybe she committed the murder. We're in part 2 of the story. Let me just try to get, and that's funny. People were like, I like that you made the screen bigger. And then other people were like, why did you make yourself smaller? I want to see your reaction. I'm like, fine. So we'll try to be medium here. I'll try to make the screen as big as I can, but also make sure you guys can see my crazy reactions. Okay, let's go.
Tell me what I must do to return for what I did to your soul. Tell me to step over fire. What is your desire? 'Cause it is done. One more and it'll be done. The game you already won. Invincible, I am bleeding. I'm pleading. Listen to me.
I like how this one just starts off really intense, like, you know, driving guitar, very punk rock. And I was just like, whoa. I was like, whoa, this is like surprising. I didn't expect it. Plus, we just had right before this Stalker, which was like slower and kind of creepy. And so now we have this like just driving punk rock. So I'm into it.
I know that it was just a mistake, but you don't forget that you don't forget that you don't forget. To tell you that it's alright. When we take another step closer to our demise. To tell you that it's alright.
By the way, this is the first part where I'm noticing that Danny seems a little bit tired. Her voice was a little bit undersupported in parts of the singing earlier. And I don't know if it was the microphone, but there was a part where she was very quiet, but it seemed like she's more like she's like out of breath, which is understandable because I've now seen this in the context of the entire concert. And I'm like, oh, she's exhausted. She just did Stalker, which is like really strenuous. She was like, plays piano in that one, or is that the one? I forget the one, but she's like done everything. She's singing all the stuff. But I do feel that Pau and Alejandra are pulling the weight in this song. They are picking up the energy because I think they even see that Danny's like, oh my God, like this is a really hard, look, see how fast this song is. So not only did Danny just sing all those songs before, Pal sings like the first one, right? But then the rest, it's like her, she's lead on like 4 songs in a row. And now she's like, oh my God, okay, play really fast, sing. I can see her voice is a little bit tired, understandably so. It's really hard to sing for a whole hour straight, especially like this, especially while playing guitar, especially while putting in all the energy. But I see that Pau and Alejandra are not skipping a beat. They are 100%. And I think they're even giving more energy because they sense they're so close and in tune with their sister that they're like, oh, we need to like really bring this back together. So let's see what happens for the rest of this performance. I think it's going to work out okay. But I was like, whoa, this is like the first time I felt slightly like exhausted. I'm feeling exhausted because I'm seeing what Danny's doing. And as a singer, I'm like, oh God, that hurts my voice. I even felt a little bit of strain. I was like, oh man, I got to like, oh. See, her voice is hoarse there. Which is so understandable. She's just sang all these songs prior to this. This is really, really, really hard. But what happens especially is you need to have really nice low breaths in singing to sustain a healthy tone and to prevent those vocal cracks. But once you're starting to run around a lot and your cardio gets up and your heart's beating faster and you're actually physically moving around the stage, it gets harder to take the full low breaths. And though sometimes you're singing on almost nothing. And then you start to strain a little more with the throat to try to muscle it, basically. And if you don't have the air under it to keep the tone, because Danny always has really nice singing, by the way. She has really, really good ring in her tone, and she has a lot of like that whine naturally that keeps the tone. And here I can hear it failing. And so again, it's just because she's so tired and she's singing too many things in a row. I hope that she gets I hope that Paulina takes a song after this soon, but I understand that Danny's playing the queen. And by the way, red hands never fade. Murder. She just murdered, so her hands have the blood, right? No, it's so good that like she's also singing the lower harmony. Whoa, because then I could hear the Paulina, Paulina. Whoa, and then Ale also singing too. That really helps in that song. But that was the first song of this whole set where I'm like, oh my God, she's tired. It made me a little nervous because I could hear her voice a bit. It starts to get more vocal fry. Like if you don't have tone, it becomes more like that. A little more vocal fry in the tone. A little more like like that, because it's harder to do the it's harder to keep that tone if you don't have the support. So that's the first time I got nervous as a voice teacher and mother, where I'm like, are you okay? Because she's so talented. But this is an impossible task. I mean, most people can't even do stuff like this. Like I heard Taylor Swift, to prepare her for her concert, she would run on a treadmill for 3 hours and she'd sing her entire concert while running, because that's essentially the strenuous level of her running around her stage during the concert. So this is like extremely athletic that's going on. So I'd say this is so far my least favorite song of the album. It's still good compared to like a regular radio punk rock song. Again, another minor key, because everything's been in a minor key. For what I did to your soul, tell me to step over fire. What is your desire? I forgot how it goes. Na, 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 na. Still a really good song compared to like, anything else, Cause red hands never fade. Oh, 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 oh. That's a lower one. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, so because I love all the other songs so much, this is my least favorite song of the album, but it's still a good song compared to regular music, if that makes sense. Like it's still better than like an average song you're going to hear on the radio. It's better than you're going to hear on like a regular punk rock album. But this one definitely has that, driving, which I like because it's a different style, right? Like I like that there's so many styles of rock in one album. I think it tells a good story. I'm glad it's not all the same. There was like a ballad. There was like a more metal-y song. There was like indie, alt. Like it's been like all over the place. And this one has like a more, just kind of like in between like punk rock and like Foo Fighters type music, right? Like it's like just kind of, it's kind of there. It lives somewhere in that genre. So I like it. But I'd say the combination of me feeling empathy for Danny being tired in this song, and then also that I think the other song was so good. Stalker, I really like dust to dust, da 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 da. Let me just go over let's go over my playlist and just I'll tell you what's favorite so far, and then I'll change my mind as I hear the whole album. I'm sure I'll update it. But yeah, so I did the one. I really liked the one. I really liked Dust to Dust. So I'd say like Dust to Dust, the one, because it had the crazy key change, was probably my favorite. Dust to Dust would be second. Then Crimson Queen. Between Ugh and this one, it's hard to say. I remember Ugh being fine, not like, oh my God, like life-changing, but I don't know. I'd have to remember which one I like a little bit better. I'll do that when I do my summary of the whole album. I'll like actually rank it like with very distinctive order and why. But yeah, let's just keep doing this. And again, all the songs have been in minor keys, by the way. This one didn't have any key changes, and this one also had the same chord progression through the entire song. So that's why it's the least interesting. Just from a pure compositional, I have to be very, what's the word? I have to be unbiased. I have to be honest, right? Like I can't just be like, oh my God, they're goddesses and everything they've ever done is perfect. Like, it's really good, but I have to, if I'm going to be an honest reactor, I have to give my opinion when I think that some things are better than other things. So I think this song is really good compared to like all bands, but this is just a simple chord progression and it keeps through the whole thing. Whereas their other songs either have a bridge with a different chord progression, a chorus with a different chord progression, a really crazy key change, something more interesting happens. So this is more of like and in a musical, this would happen, right? Like you'd have a story that this is a song for like a narrative. If this was a musical, this would actually be a dance scene. This would be like where all the chorus comes out and like a dance happens, because it would be like, okay, the queen just murdered something and now there's like going to be this big chorus number and everyone's going to sing about it. So it functions as a storytelling device, but this isn't the song to me that's like the one. But it's good. I mean, I like it as a collection. I wouldn't probably listen to this one as like, oh my God, like I can't wait to hear Red Hands Never Fade. Like it's not going to be my favorite Warning song, but I have so many other favorite Warning songs that I don't need it to be. But as a function of the album, and also when I come back and do the vlog episode, I'll be able to talk about this more in detail once I hear the girls tell their side of the story of how this fits in. So I'm really excited about that. And that also gives me like another perspective to my reaction. So thank you. We're going to be continuing. Again, I had some people donate individually for the songs of this album. I had someone donate for the overarching album, which will cover the rest of the tracks. And then also that donation is for the vlogs. And then that will cover an episode where I talk about the story overall, how the songs fit together. I'll talk about all the different, we can compare all the different musical keys they use, because they use minor keys, but they're in different minor keys. There's been C minor, there's been B minor, this is now D minor. So we've had a bunch of different keys that I want to talk about, and we can like talk about how those contrast to each other. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Again, you can join as a YouTube member for $2 a month to have early access. That's my budget option. You can buy all of the Warning collection if this is distorted, $3 on my Patreon, which is linked in my link tree as well. Remember this link I showed you? Patreon, premium content. I'm going to change that. It's not really full streams. It's like premium content and early release videos. So that's my Patreon. If you've donated and didn't get a link to join, I was giving 2 months for free. If you didn't get that link, please reach out to me and I'll send you a link. That's just my gift to you. Since you're paying that money, I might as well give you the value of that in membership, okay? Because I am very happy that you're all here. We're at like 6,500 subs. I think I'm going to get to 10,000 subs within a few months. I'm confident. Let's keep growing the channel. This has been so much fun for me. It just gives me a different level of satisfaction. Like I love teaching my students. I love being a mom. I love teaching my fitness classes. Having this YouTube community and the Patreon community is just so fun, because I feel like we have a little club and I have friends, and it's just been a lot of fun. Also, I have my birthday this weekend. So by the time you see this, if you're on YouTube, I'll have already had my birthday. But if you're Patreon or you're a member, you'll know that a very big birthday is coming up for me, like a very big milestone birthday. And I'm going to Las Vegas to celebrate with all of my family, my parents, my 3 brothers, their spouses, their kids, my nieces and nephews, my kids, and like 6 of my best friends. So I'm super excited about that. And I'll report back on that, because that's going to be the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. Okay, take care. Bye.